Hey everyone, I hope you are doing well. Today we're going to work on some shoulder stretching, chest opening, strengthening our back, and opening up our hips a little bit, and working towards doing Urdhva Dhanurasana, which is the wheel pose or upward facing bow or back bend. So we're going to work towards that today and just really having our chest open up and really feeling that, like a little vulnerability, a little bit of strength in that. You might feel a little bit emotional afterwards or happy, but it's really opening up this area. So let's just get started here. Coming to a seat and breathing into our space. Feeling, if you are outside with me, feeling the sun, or inside, hearing the silence, tuning into our breath. Taking deep breaths into our belly. We can actually put our hand right here and really feel our breath move our hand up and down. Let's bring our left hand actually to our heart and right hand to our belly. And just breathing here. Take one more breath here, feeling our heartbeat, our tummy. And release our hands, squeezing our shoulders up to our ears and rolling them down and back. Let's do that a couple of times. Squeeze them up, roll back, and then we'll reverse, squeezing them up to our ears, rolling forward. Let's take our right hand, bring it across our chest, bring our left hand and hug our right arm in and rolling that shoulder down, plugging it in, stretching that. Now taking our left ear, bringing it towards our left shoulder, getting a little deeper of a stretch here. And release. Taking our left arm across our chest, hugging it in and rolling it down. Bringing our right ear to our right shoulder. And release. Let's take our right arm again, bring it behind our back, bringing our left hand up and pulling our right shoulder back here, our elbow, squeezing in and pressing our head into that right arm. Starting to feel that stretch. Might feel it in your mid-back, triceps, shoulders. All right, let's leave that there and take our left arm, wrap it underneath, bending it at the elbow here, and see if you can work to touch your fingers, grasp your fingers, and pressing again into that right arm with your head. And if you can't, if it's not there for you today, you can just stay right here. Whatever you are here, just take a couple of breaths. Breathing into that belly. And let's switch. Bringing our left arm up. Pressing our head back into that left arm. And when you're ready, if you want to try to walk your right arm to touch or grasp your left fingers here. Some sides might be different. You might be able to do it on one side, not the other. My right arm is very tight, so it's hard for me to get that back there, but remembering to press into that arm. Don't lose your breath here. Breathe into those tighter spots, releasing tension where it's not necessary. One more breath, and release. Let's give those shoulders another roll to the back, roll to the front. All right, let's again take our hands and clasp them behind the back of our head here and letting our elbows fall forward lightly, giving a little bit of a neck stretch. Looking under our right elbow. And now our left. All right, releasing that. Coming again, and if this is like the natural way you cross your fingers, let's make it the unnatural way and come and clasp them the weird way. It feels a little strange. And clasp them behind our back and lean forward here, forward folding and bringing our hands up. Looking to the left, stretching one way. Inhale back to the middle and looking to the right. Let's inhale back to the middle and sit up. Leaning back. You can rest on your knuckles. That's a little uncomfortable. You can unclasp your hands and go like this. But leaning back, shining our chest towards the sky. Starting to feel that slight back bend here. Warming up to our wheel pose. Breathe into your chest here and release. All right, we're going to dive forward, coming to hands and knees, tabletop. Start with a couple of cat-cows, arching through our belly, looking up, and tuck our tail, arching forward, and going at your own pace here. Breathing, starting to wake up that back, working into that chest area as well. You can add a little bit of twist here, looking back at your right foot, looking back at your left. Doing a couple of circles, waking up that spine. Right. After your last cat, we'll meet here in tabletop position. And we're going to just take our arms and walk them out just a little bit, keeping our hips over our knees. And just keeping kind of a arch flat back here into puppy posture. And bringing our chest down. Again, we're opening up that throat, we're opening up that back. And if you can't get your chin on the floor, that's fine. Just come, put your forehead down, and we're just working to press that chest into the ground. This opens up our shoulders a bit, our back. Just breathing here. With every exhale, sinking a little bit deeper, opening up those shoulders. Take one more breath. And slowly walk our hands back underneath our shoulders and press up back into tabletop. and arching into our cat, just to do the opposition of the move that we just did. We find some tension here, breathing into those spaces. People hold a lot of tension in their shoulders, especially during stressful times. So you might be feeling a little sore there. That's okay. Working all through that. Okay, we're going to push back here just into a quick child's pose. Then let's twist our hands up to our palms facing the sky, just to get a little bit more opening into the shoulders. And take one more breath and push back up till we're sitting on our heels here. And actually, let's tuck our toes. If this is hard for you, you can stay right here. But if we want to get a little stretch in these toes, coming up here, coming to a prayer position, sitting back on those heels. Let's come up, keeping up on our toes, and bring our right arm back to touch our calf here. Just stretching here, just a little bit, wait, seeing how that feels for you. Inhale back up, and then let's go to the left side, giving it kind of a twist, starting to go into our back bend, working towards Ustrasana, which is a camel pose. Back. Now, let's bring both of our arms back here, our right hand, left hand, whichever one first, and leaning on our feet. And if this is a little weird, you can come here. That's going to be a little bit deeper. We'll work towards that in just a moment. But if your toes are a little crampy, go right there. Let's squeeze our shoulders blades in. We don't want crunching in the neck. We want to keep our neck up, looking up towards the sky, opening up our chest. And let's just breathe here. Feeling our quads, everything in the front body is definitely extending. More breath. And lift back up. We can bend forward here, quick child's pose. And let's come back up, sitting up on our legs. Now, instead of going up on our toes, unless you're comfortable here, let's go flat on the tops of our feet. Again, we're going to feel this tuck of the tail, a slight tuck, opening of our chest here. And again, let's reach towards our ankles, the heels of our feet. And again, letting that chest shine. Breathing here, making sure we're squeezing our shoulder blades in. And if you feel pain in your back, just drop back. Coming forward. But if this is okay for you, let's have a couple more breaths. All right, let's lift back up. Again, coming to our tabletop, stretching up into cat. Switch back and forth here. All right. Let's press back into a wide-legged child's pose. And we can flip our hands up towards the sky. If that's a little weird on your shoulders, just bring them back. But if you want a little bit more of a stretch, keep them forward. All right. Now we're just going to flip our arms back down, bringing our knees back in, and just slowly come forward here. We're just going to do a little bit of a Sphinx pose. This is a slight back bend. So let's make a number 11 with our arms. parallel to each other. Pressing down, activating our thighs, pressing our toes into the mat, pulling forward, lifting our chest in. We're opening that chest up. Slight back bend. Engaged here. And look up. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath here. And release. Bringing our arms out to a T. Let's just do a couple of twists here. So we're going to bring our left foot up and let it fall towards the right, rolling over slightly onto our right side. And this is stretching out our lower back, our shoulders. You can bring our left hand in, push a little bit. You can feel a little bit more stretch in the front part of our shoulder here. Working to bring our foot towards our right hand. Breathing in. All right, let's come back and then switch to the other side, turning our left cheek to the ground, bringing our right hand in and pressing our leg up and rolling onto our left side. Working our leg towards our left hand. Feeling that opening up of the quads, the lower back, the chest here. If you want a deeper open, you can bring our arm up. I'm enjoying right here, but feel free, whatever you need. Do one more breath. And bring it back. Right, let's come to our mid-chest here, our hands. Squeezing our shoulders in, our elbows in towards our middle line. Activating through the middle of our body, toes pressed into the ground, and lift. Now if your back is feeling, we've worked it out a lot so far, you can come to a lower cobra. But if you're feeling all right, let's come up to this high cobra here, rolling our shoulders back and down, looking back at our right foot, checking that out, get a little bit of a twist. Inhale to the middle, exhale, looking back to our left. All right, again, coming here, one last breath. Let's curl our toes, coming up to plank. We have our shoulders over wrists here, completely frog hands flat against the ground. And let's press back up into downward dog. Walking out our dog here. This is the first dog of our practice today, so you might be feeling a little stiffness in our legs. That's okay, we'll walk it out. Walking it out as long as you want, or coming to stillness. Really pressing into our arms, feeling that opening of our shoulders, lifting our tail to the sky, working our heels towards the ground. Breathe here. Give your head a little shake. No. A little shake, yes. And then a circle, loosening that up. One more press into the palms, shining our chest towards the ground, pressing our heels into the floor. And let's slowly make our way to the front of our mat here, like a rag doll, as slow as you can. Having a wide stance here, a good bend in our knees. You want your tummy to touch the top of our thighs so we can put our hands flat on the ground here. Letting our head hang low, loose. Breathe here. enjoy seeing the world upside down. All right, inhale, let's have a flat back coming up to our shins, looking out in front of us, and release. Let's reverse swan dive up. Coming to prayer pose. All right, let's step our feet together. Our toes, I'll come to the front here. Our toes touching, our heels slightly apart. Coming to prayer position. Now, make a little slight bend. Inhale, exhale, and let's bring our hands to the back of our back here. You can either have them sideways, like this, or pressing up. So sideways, pressing up. I like to do it sideways. I feel a little bit more supported. Let's take our feet, again, our heels slightly apart. We'll do a slight bend in our knees here. Tuck our tail, squeezing our elbows together, and start to press our body forward. You have a slight bend in your knees here, looking up, and we have a back bend, standing back bend. Let's breathe here. If you have any pain, come up a little bit, adjust, and just don't go as far. We'll have a couple of breaths here. Remember to squeeze those elbows together. And release. Bending deep in our knees, clasping our hands again, and folding forward. Letting gravity take our arms as far as it can. Real deep bend in our knees, guys. Feeling our tummy against our thighs. Inhale and release. All right, shake that out a little bit. I'm going to do that one more time. So again, toes touching, slight separation in our heels. Inhale, exhale, bring our hands to the back, the base of our spine. And tuck our tail, slight bend in your knees. Squeeze your elbows together and look up. Remember, no crunch. We want to out our neck here. We don't want to crunch it back. Breathe here. And release. Again, clasping our hands the funny way. Bending deep in our legs and forward fold. All right. One more breath. Inhale, come up, release. And let's just come to Tadasana, feeling our space, finding our breath again, bringing our right hand to our belly, our left hand to our chest, and just breathing. Seeing how the space feels now that we're standing. What's it like? Are the sounds different? Can you hear your breath now? Can you feel your heart beat a little more? Feeling your hands rise and fall with your breath. It's windy today. We'll take one more breath here. Inhale, lift our hands to the sky, and swan dive forward, coming halfway up, hands to shins, and release. Step, step, hop, or walk back to plank. Again, feeling your hands press against the earth, like someone's tickling your belly to engage that core, sucking everything to the midline. And we'll bring our bodies down, Chaturanga, Dandasana. We'll hover here if you can. We'll shift forward and press up into Cobra, Bhujagadasana. Sorry, Bhujangasana. Bhujangasana. They're Sanskrit words. Up into Cobra. Breathing here. Bringing our shoulders away from our ears. And release. All right. Now we're just gonna flip over gracefully, or not, onto our backs. Squeezing our legs, knees into our chest, giving your back a little rock, back and forth. Alright. Let's come to our knees bent here. Squeezing them as close to our butt as possible. Right? And we're going to squeeze our shoulder blades in. Having our hands, you can either have them flip towards this way, like towards the sky, or down. I like mine down. And we're just going to squeeze up into bridge here. Breathing here, feeling how your shoulders and the back, your upper back is pressing into the ground, but then also the same amount of pressure into your feet into the ground. An equality here. We'll have one more breath. Now let's bring our shoulder blades out, creating a little bit of space between our upper back here, and slowly roll our vertebrae down one by one, lowering. Inhale, and let's do that again. Lifting our body up into bridge, pressing up, squeezing our shoulder blades in, bringing our feet towards our back body here. We can even, if you want a little bit of a deeper stretch, come up onto your toes, pressing up, making sure your head, your eyes are closed if you're outside looking at the sun here. But making sure our head is pressing up and back. We don't want to crunch our neck in. We'll take one more breath here. Hearing the wind, I'm sure you guys can hear it, and the speaker on my camera. Sorry about that. Stay here for one more breath, really engaging the core, squeezing to that midline of your body. All right. Again, let's create space between our upper shoulder blades and slowly roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Your feet, the last thing to drop here if they were raised. Now, we're going to work towards that wheel pose. If that's a little scary for you or you're just not feeling that today, just come right here. We can stay in bridge. But what we're going to do, if you'd like to do the wheel, we're going to take our hands and bring them straight up, palms flat towards the sky. Bend at your elbow and place them right by your ears. All right. Your elbows are squeezing in. And then just like in that bridge, we're going to lift our body, our back body, and slowly press into our hands and lift up. Again, let's squeeze our legs in. Breathing here. It's a big move. One more breath. And now we're going to slowly descend down, coming back onto the back of our shoulders here. Again, rolling vertebrae by vertebrae. All right, take one more breath here. And then we're going to do that one more time. Again, bringing our palms flat towards the sky, bending at the elbow, coming to our ears, right beside our ears here. Squeezing our elbows in, bringing our heels close to our butt, pressing up. Again, if this is comfortable, this is working towards Urdhva Dhanurasana. This is it. Like, all you have to do is press up. But if you feel good here, you stay here. All right. But if you want to meet me up here, press into your hands, lift up, shining that chest towards the sky. Breathe here. Take one more breath and release. Bending our elbows. Maybe it was graceful, maybe it wasn't. It's okay. Let's squeeze our knees back into our chest. Rocking. Our lower back is definitely talking to us. All right. Let's squeeze our right leg in. Bringing our left hand on the outside of our right and letting it twist to the left. Twists are really good to do after back bends, helping your spine decompress here. So look towards our right hand if you want a little bit of a deeper twist. Let's inhale our leg back up. Squeezing both legs in. Release that right leg. And again, taking the right palm to the outside of our left thigh, bringing our left arm out in a T position, and letting gravity take it the rest of the way down. Lovely twists here. Feeling the opening of your chest, your back. One more breath. And inhale up. All right, let's squeeze one last time here. Nose to knees. Maybe give it a little rock again. Loving your spine. And release your head. If there's any other poses you feel like you want to do, maybe a plow, maybe you want some more twists, maybe a hug, whatever you like, a happy beat baby. Whatever you like here, do that. If not, let's come to Shavasana, corpse pose. Your legs a little wider than your mat, rolling out. Let's bring our arms up in a parallel 11 again. Press your shoulder or your elbows into the ground, squeezing your shoulder blades in, releasing them down. Letting your arms fall. And one last time here, let's bring our right hand to our belly, our left hand to our chest. And breathing here. Feeling your heart, your belly. Rise and fall. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Feel free to stay here as long as you like, listening to your breath, feeling your heartbeat. I'm Stevie, and also Yoga Birch. Thanks for tuning in again. Namaste.